Alright guys, so the last video got cut off. The difference in the last video and this video, one, I'm on a different device, so if it looks different, don't worry. Also, my almost 2-year-old grandson came home, so we're going to see how we get through this video, hopefully with little to no interruptions. However, he is almost 2, so as you can imagine. But we'll get started. So this is the part where we left off. I was talking to you guys about the blinking arrow and about how you have to make sure that this catches. So also with this paper, I talked to you guys about like how you know, it's a more coarse paper, so you may have to use tape. Right now it's behaving, so I don't have to use any tape. But you're gonna see that blinking arrow. So what I'm gonna do, and that blinking arrow is telling you to load and unload the paper. Right now we want to load the paper, but what you want to make sure of is that you have this flush against this, because if you don't, it'll cut all over the place and you don't want that, okay? So what I'm going to do is push the arrow. Okay. And then as soon as I push that arrow, immediately you'll see the C, the Cricut C with the little antennae, blinking. And so what that's telling you to do is, hey, okay, you're telling me to go, I'm about to go. So we want it to go, so I'm gonna hit go. It's gonna pause, so no worries, it's gonna be all solid. And what it's doing now is it's trying to find its actual spot that we wanted to cut. So it's going through, it's making that cut. Right now it's actually cutting the template out. So that's kind of cool. And so it'll be going through this process of cutting. Again, it's just, you know, it's just doing what it do. So meanwhile, while that is cutting, I'll let that cut for a moment. If you notice on my table, there are other things. So I did talk to you guys about the different inks and stuff like that. And I always try to make sure that I have everything that I need when cutting. What you're going to notice though is, let me show you. What you're going to notice is, if you're looking at Design Space, it is, okay, and apparently I'm not putting in the right password, so hang on. Alright, so if you're looking at Design Space is telling you what percentage you are as you go along. So right now in my print, in the process of cutting, I'm at 14% of the cut. So Design Space will be telling you what's going on. You are getting that feedback as long as you're hearing the Cricut cut, and as long as you're seeing it in Design Space, no worries. Activity is happening, which is awesome. Alright, so some of the things that I have on my desk, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go to Cricut Heat guide, and I also download it onto my phone. So it's really just, I think it's cricut.com /heat guide. Oh, there's that little guy I told you about, which is okay, you know, he's my little man. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, as soon as you go to the site, just make sure you can't see it, so it's no point showing you. But as soon as you get to the site, maybe I'll make another video showing this, but it's pretty easy. It's going to say heat transfer material, so you're going to tell it what the material is. So, well actually, before you do that, you're going to pick your machine. So it starts off with the Heat Press Mini, then it goes to the Heat Press, and then the last option for you, oh sorry, no, then the Easy Press 2, and then the next option for you, which is the last option, is the Cricut Mug Press. So I'm going to make sure that that's the one that's selected. And then next it's asking me what heat transfer material, and I'm going to choose infusible ink transfer sheet. And then the next question is asking you, what's your base material? What are you putting this on? So I'm going to put this on the 15-ounce mug. Somehow mine switched to the mini press. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Let me go back to the correct one, which is the mug press. Okay, so the Cricut mug press, and again the transfer material is the infusible ink transfer sheet. The base material is going to be the 15-ounce mug. You only have 2 options right now. Cricut has the 12-ounce and the 15-ounce. And then once you have all that selected, you're gonna hit apply. And then what's cool is, let me close this thing saying I'm okay with cookies. All right, so the cool thing is, it's gonna show you that you're gonna wanna have, so when you do your mug, there's gonna be a 0.5 inch margin from the handle to your design. So you wanna make sure you keep that on both sides of the mug, because the mug press doesn't print all the way to the end. It just doesn't. So make sure you have that. And then it's going to show you the supplies that are needed. I have all the supplies. It's a mug. I have a mug right here. And it's recommending the Cricut mug, of course, but sublimation mugs will work for this as long as they are flat walled. So you can use mugs that are meant for sublimation. It's also talking about heat resistant tape, which I have. My heat resistant tape is right here. And like I said before in the other video, if you want to link to any of this stuff, just let me know in the comments and I'll post that link in there. So the heat resistant tape, you're going to need a lint roller. Okay, so I have that. And the easy press mat or a towel. And I do have the easy press mat or towel. It's over there on the side. I'll bring that in the screen, or my cameraman will bring that in the screen as soon as he's done tending with the baby in a few. My cameraman's my husband. He's the other part of Batty Laddie. I'm Batty, he's Laddie. So that's kind of like our little cool thing. Alright, so, and then it's telling you about the prep. So the prep says turn the mug on, which I will do in a moment. Then it's telling you to lint roll the mug and all that fun stuff. So I was trying to buy time by telling you about this, but we are at 100%, which is awesome. So the first thing we're gonna do, right on time, is I'm gonna check before I click on anything else. I want to check to make sure that this printed all the way through. But I see it's at 100%, but it has not given me the blinking load or unload mat yet. So I'm gonna wait until it does it. But as I look at this, it actually looks like it cut all the way through, which is what I want. So that's awesome. All right, it's still cutting according to this. Hopefully it's not stuck. Usually it's pretty fast, but I'm not sure. But I am gonna feel if it cut all the way through, which I don't recommend doing while you're in the middle of printing, but I have to know. If you cut all the way through. And it did not cut all the way 100% through. And when I say cut through, it means that I want this template to cut through that transfer tape, and that has not happened. So I'm actually going to run this through again. So I think the software might have gotten stuck. Of course it would. Why would it not? I'm gonna lie. That would be the time to get stuck. This has never happened before. So what I'm gonna try to do is, when it allows, is I want to press this C. I don't want to press the load unload mat because I want it actually to cut again the same exact way, and I want it to cut through that transfer sheet. So I'm actually going to press on the C again instead of blinking arrow when it tells me. And I don't know why it's stuck. It's stuck. I believe it's stuck because it's pretty instant all the time. So this has never happened to me before. So so this is an issue we're gonna tackle together. All right, I'm gonna press this C and see if it listens to me, but it's not. It's really stuck. And I don't want to unload the mat because I want the cut to be exact. Now, if it doesn't, then there are ways to get through where we can actually just use the cutting board that I had earlier and slice it to the edges. I just, want it to work like, or you can cut it with scissors. I don't want to do that. What's the point of that? That's why we got Cricut. So, I'm not. So if I hit pause, maybe I can re-jar it by hitting pause. There we go. Pause. There we go. Huh. So guys, we've encountered something really, really new. Let me see. yeah, it's all software based. I mean, we guys already know how computers work and how they don't work. And it's so funny because it's at 100% cutting, so I'm not really worried. And it's got the little dash, but I don't want you guys to have to do that because your experience shouldn't be this. So let me see. Let me see if I can software troubleshoot this. And if not, then I'll probably have to take it out and actually cut it because I don't want to do these videos over. But yours should work like a dream, where right now if it cut through, you're going to hit the load unload button, which is the double-sided arrow. But if it did not cut through, then you're going to hit the C again so that it'll run that exact cut, because you have to do it before you unload the mat or you're not going to get the same exact cut, the same exact places. So that's what makes this crucial to know this. So like I said, this is weird because this has never happened before and I really don't want to hit cancel. But I'm probably going to have to because I need that to come off of the mat. So I'm going to hit cancel. It's going to ask me, am I sure I want to cancel the cut? And I'm going to say no, just so that I can see. I'm really just trying to jar it back into, hey, let's get to work. But I don't think it's going to happen. So it's really stuck. So I'm going to hit cancel. And this time I'll hit yeah. And then I'm actually going to save this project though because I want cancel again. Let me save this. G file. Demo. So the cool thing about the Design Space too is you can add collections. So I'm adding a new one called Customer. But right now I already have like friends, I have family, and now I'm a new one, Customer. Okay, so I saved that collection, or that file to a collection. So now if I cancel, it's not a big deal. And I'm probably gonna close Design Space because Design Space, I don't know why that happened. All right, so I'm gonna close this. Wait. And now, here comes the true test. I gotta figure out how to get this mat off the board, off of my machines. Oh, there it is. Now I wonder if I could have hit the C again and maybe it would have worked. I don't know. But in any event, so it did not cut all the way through. And by what I mean by that is, if you look at the cut, we may have to bring the camera in closer at some point. But if you look at the cut, which you're not going to be able to see. Can you want to? I'm going to have my cameraman grab it. That's Laddie right there. That's the Laddie part of Batty Laddie. He's going to bring it in closer. See if we can have you see the cut. So it cut out, but it didn't cut all the way through. So I'm probably going to have to use my cutter, or I can use scissors if I had a steady hand, which I don't. But because it's not a straight cut, like I have to cut these contours, I probably am going to have to use scissors as well. Alright, another thing too, I have very sensitive allergies, and I am noticing, see, it almost cut through, but just not all the way. I have very sensitive allergies, and I'm kind of sensitive to this infusible ink, so that might be something that you want to keep in mind. I may have to start wearing a mask when I use it, but I am a very sensitive person to a lot of things. So, so I'm just putting this back. I didn't even put it back right. I would take my time to put it back. You can't see that, so. But typically, if you try to match it up and fold it in, I have limited space right now, but if you try to match it up and fold it in, you'll get something that's close to perfect. Oops, that was way that fell. And I'm usually standing over it, not trying to do it from here, but yeah, so you'll get something close to perfect. And like I said again, that's going to protect your mat, the longevity of your mat, and keep it for dust free as possible. So Put that down here. So it didn't cut all the way through like I wanted it to, but it did try. But there are parts around the plastic that aren't cut all the way through. So I'm definitely probably gonna have to use the cutter to get those areas, or I can try. Let's see, guys. This might be. Ooh, okay. Maybe I didn't. Got to apply a little bit more pressure than I wanted to, but that's okay. Listen, anything worth doing requires some hard work, so I don't have a problem with that. Alright, so I'm going to get that side out. See if I can get this side out a little bit. Yeah, this one didn't cut through at all. So the top parts, some parts did. Let's see. So this is the woe is me weeding parts. I'm gonna need those scissors after all. But like I said, I would have ran it through again, but that weird situation, which, and I have 3 machines. I've never experienced that before, so you know, at least we know it can happen. See, I don't know if that was a Design Space freeze, but Design Space actually was responsive, so I don't know. The machine froze. So, I don't know. But anyway, let me just cut this out. You should not have to cut it out. So, like I said, that was very interesting. I like when mistakes happen usually. In this case, I didn't want that mistake to happen though. I would rather it happen on my own. I like mistakes to happen because I like troubleshooting. One of my past careers was, I was an IT tech, so, and I love solving issues that seem impossible. But I don't have time to solve it now, so so all I'm doing is just cutting the edges out. Like I said, hopefully you don't have to do this part. Your machine didn't freeze and you did the dual cut if needed. Alright, so let me get this. Well, that's okay. Stuff happens. Why would we do this if stuff wasn't going to happen? So I just realized I forgot to turn the heat press on, so I'm going to have to go over there and turn that heat press on. In a second. Let me get this out. All right, so here's how yours should have cut out. You should have your transfer or your template. You should have yours looking like this, right? Another thing I like to do too, me being right by the computer is a benefit to me right now because I can actually look at the design. So let me go back in. Okay, so I like to look at the design to see what areas are actually coming out of it, what areas are staying. So, so I'll know what pieces to take out. Now this one is very intricate. Those who know me know I hate weeding, so this is gonna be very, very interesting. But I'm gonna do it for you guys. So let me go ahead and get the heat press real quick, so that oops, I forgot I'm mic'd up. Hang on. Alright, so let me go get the heat press real quick. Alright, so hopefully this is in frame. I can't tell right yet. But this is the heat press. And I can move it over there. Yeah, over there. Alright, this is the heat press. There's the power button. So this heat press, and I showed this in a different video as well, It's one button. That's it. There's one button, and then there are 5 indicator lights, and that's it. It's just that easy. And then there's this lever that we're gonna press down when the mug goes in here. That's it, guys. That is it. And it communicates to us through beeps. What? So awesome. So I always have it sitting on a heat mat because of the heat that it emits. So I want to make sure that everything around us is safe. So I'm gonna put this right here, put it on the edge, and then the cool thing is this is a 12 by 12 mat, so it lends room to put the mugs once you're finished with them. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna press this power button, and you're gonna see it turns orange, and it's gonna do its thing. It notices the atmosphere, the temperature in the room, and stuff like that, and then it sets the temperature naturally, which is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna let that do its thing, let that heat up, and we're going to weed. Whoa. So I don't know how close you guys can see with our camera set up, but you know what? I can move seats. Where's a good spot for me to move, here or here? I can move seats so we can see, so you can see me weed this out. Or I could, let me see. That's the heat. I'm gonna go here. All right, so with weeding, you don't really need a weeder. As a matter of fact, weeding tool, as a matter of fact, it's not really recommended, but I always have it just in case. So I'm gonna switch seats real quick. Got pillows galore. Love pillows. All right. This good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, since I'm done with the Cricut, I'm gonna close it up real quick. So give us a little bit more room. Working in a very limited amount of space. All right. And I'll try this. So this box not causing an issue with the angle at all?
No.
All right. So here it is. I want to make sure I can see it. So I'm going to turn my computer around. I don't need the USB, so I can move that right here. All right. So I'm turning my computer around so that I can see what areas to weed out. Okay. I was just checking, making sure I actually. All right. So in the butterfly, I'm gonna take out this little area around it. I'm gonna take out Best Mom Ever, because this is gonna be a full wrap. Okay, so typically you can honestly just pop stuff out. Look at this. You can crinkle this up so that you get it soft. I've seen some people do that technique as well. But watch this. This is what I like. I can just click, peel that out. That's it. I had a napkin I was gonna put it on so I can make sure to collect all the pieces. So I do enjoy weeding this way better than I like weeding vinyl, but honestly I don't like weeding period. So let me get this out. So I'm just taking out the areas. It's too easy. The areas of white. The heart, the outline around the heart. This is why I like to have the reference with me, because I don't know exactly which areas to take out. I would say, especially since it's not my design, however, even on my designs, I don't know the areas to take out, so I can't say that. I don't get that excuse. All right, this outline around the butterfly comes out. Oh, you guys hear that beep? That's telling us that our machine is ready to dance. So, all right. In the flower, we're taking out the center and the outline. It has an outline around it. Okay, so let me just take this outline out. This outline seems to connect to a lot of other areas. So, just this outline that's around the flower. Sorry, you guys, I can't get so close, but I'm taking out the center areas first because those are tiny. So here's the whole. I'm gonna take out the center areas first because that outline looks like it's gonna take out all the way to the edge of the cup. So let me get all the. Okay, so heart outlines, flower outlines. Okay, so cool. All right, so let me get. So all I'm doing is weeding out these little areas in the flower, and I'm weeding them out by just pulling them off, which I love. Now I'm getting the inside of the butterfly. Just different areas. I tell you guys, my grandson's doing really good, and my husband intercepts him right before he comes, which is awesome. Okay, so now I'm going for this big. I just want to make sure I get it right. Okay, so the two inner areas of the butterfly. And then that one area. So then the outline of the butterfly. And I just hold the other areas down that I'm not planning to, that I don't want to lift up. I just hold them down. And look at that. You're not going to get easier than this, guys. Like, so much easier than vinyl. And for those of you guys who, weeding is therapeutic, I get it, I know. And I appreciate you, I really do. It's just not therapeutic for me, you know. But knitting isn't therapeutic for me, and it is for a lot of people. So I absolutely appreciate you guys who it's therapeutic for. Just not me. And sometimes you'll get like these little areas that piece of the paper comes up. I'm just gonna be gentle. You want to be very patient. You do not want to rush this. Even when you're doing vinyl, you do not want to rush your weeding. Some people do, and they're so good at it, but they've been doing it for years. But even they mess up every now and then. So infusible ink is kind of expensive, so I want to make sure that when I'm using it, I'm getting, and then when you get these areas that are difficult, you just bend it a little bit, lift it up. Okay. Lift it up. Lift it up. Leave these areas out. Mom going into the butterfly. Okay, so get this. Okay, so that long piece right there just came up. That's what it's looking like so far. Okay, let's see. And all I'm doing, the reason you see me, you know, how the computers time out for, which is actually a good thing. I just don't want to time out right now because they time out to save your battery, but right now I need it not to time out. Okay, so I noticed I have that little area, which is the E that I want to stay. So I'm gonna make that stay down. There we go. And that's one of the reasons I'll have my weeding tool near me too, so that I can keep down these intricate pieces that are meant to stay down. Alright, so I got some more of the butterfly to take out, like the inside of the wings, the heart wings. I love this design, by the way. And as a matter of fact, if you want to know where to get this design or where to purchase it, let me know. I will link her. Let me know in the comments. I will link her her link to her design because it is awesome. Okay, let me see. Oh, there goes the little man. Honey, would you come here for a second? I just want you to... Two important texts came through. Can you answer Derlinda? Hello, okay. Alright, sorry. Alright, let's see. Alright. Oh, the woes of weeding. Okay, we're almost done, actually. I'm just getting all the inside areas that aren't linked to that big area. Because like I said, the areas around the edges are large areas that they're going to take up. So, like I said, I'm just bending to areas. Okay. And see, so that's to the edge. So I'm going to wait before getting that whole thing up. I'm just setting it up pretty much. Okay. And then I grab this. And I also have to keep an eye on the heat press because if you take too long, it's like, oh, you must not need me. And as a safety measure, it'll shut off. So I'll probably have to hit the button again or hit the push down the thing so that it knows, no, I'm still interested. I'm still interested. I'm just doing something else. All right. Okay, so let's see. All right. So I could take this off right now, but I want to wait until I'm ready to put it on the mug. So I'm just going to go back and get some of these other areas. Getting the B, starting off with the B and best. Almost there, guys. We're at the finish line. Get this heart, yep. Okay, I want to make sure I got everything that's supposed to be out for that part. Yep, I did. All right, so now we're at the part where we'll get these big parts. Ooh, so we are really... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Little boo-boo, he's so sleepy. He just came back from the aquarium. He had a good time. Listen, guys, trying to get videos done and having a full family, I tell you, it's like that. All right, so now we're at the part where we're just taking this. Oops, see how the heart came out? I don't want that to happen, so cool thing about this, I can just place the heart back in. Okay. Alright, so once I'm done weeding, I'm probably going to stop the video so that this one isn't too long. And then I'll go into the next video where we will adhere this to the cup. Also, the little guy is wanting my attention, so I'm going to give it to him. Hi, guy. Hi, you want to say hi? You want to see you on camera? Say hello. Say hello. You want to say hello? You want to see what grandmommy's doing? Hold on, baby. Oh, actually, I don't think he can be on video. I have to edit that part out. I don't know. I don't think kids can be on video. Well, I know they can't be in live. I have to research that. But if there's a cut, it's because our grandson was in it. So that looks pretty good. Now here's the deal. Typically, I wouldn't put any type of paper or anything in there. However, there is an area that broke through, and I haven't had that happen before. And I don't want to mess up my machine, so I might put some paper in just behind that part. It's the part where the butterfly, some of the paper came off, and I don't want any of the ink to bleed, so I'm probably gonna put a little bit of heat resistant tape is what I'll put in there. I'm gonna put some heat resistant tape just behind that part, because that part cut through. All right, but we're done weeding. Check that out. That's beautiful, right? So what I'm gonna do now is prep this cup real quick. I'm gonna put it in the mug, and then that's where I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna put it in the mug and then pause the video, and then come back to you guys. All right, so hang on one second. Or should I pause it now? Maybe I should pause it now. Let me put this heat resistant tape on it though to show you what I'm talking about. I'm just putting tape behind that part. And like I said, it's only because I do not want it to, around that part, because I don't want it to bleed. See, there it is talking to me. It's like, hey, are you sure you want me? And yeah, I am. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'll come back and we'll continue this. All right? So I'll see you guys in a few. Next video.